He's into coding. He works for a very large internet search engine. He's like 26 years old. He's not a total loner or anything, but computers are a big part of his life, and he loves what he does. But he spends a lot of time alone, I would say. And then at the start of he's shy. And then at the start of the film, he wins an in-company lottery to spend a week with the owner of the company, which is the biggest internet search engine in the world, and called Blue Book. And he gets to spend a week with him in the owner's house, a guy called Nathan, and that's where the story starts. Caleb's expectations and the reality are quite different, I think. He knows that the man he's meeting is verging on being a genius, probably is a genius. Obviously very dedicated to computers and has an awful lot of power. I mean, the power relationship is very much in Nathan's favor, and Caleb's aware of that, but he doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't know what he's going to do for the week. He doesn't know if it's to hang out, whether it's to talk about stuff, whether it's maybe photo ops for, he won the lottery and the company stuff. He's no idea. And so when he arrives and he meets Nathan, I think it's a bit of a shock. He's quite an intense guy. He's friendly, but there's a steeliness to him which is a little bit off-putting, and he's just a total alpha. I mean, he's as alpha as it gets. And also they're on Nathan's territory. They're in his house, in his land, and Caleb is certainly kind of a fish out of water, I guess. Pretty quickly, Nathan tells him that he's there to do a kind of a version of the Turing test, which is where a human interacts with a computer, and if the human doesn't know that it's a computer they're interacting with, if they almost mistake it for being human, then the test is passed. And this Turing test is a real thing, and it's never ever been passed. But normally it's just a voice. It's like, it's a grey box. It's like, it's coming, it's a voice or it's typing or whatever. Caleb doesn't know what he's walking into. He walks in to start this Turing test. He's in a glass box. There's a kind of two rooms, and then all of a sudden this being walks out from one of the rooms, and it's a kind of a humanoid figure with a girl's face, but then just made up of the most stunning mechanics you've ever seen. And that would be enough to startle you and set you back to see the way that she moves. Then she starts to talk. And she starts to talk to him, she starts to interact with him. Her name is Ava, and she is the most extraordinary thing that's ever been invented, really, because the question is whether she has a consciousness. And I think pretty quickly we begin to feel that maybe she does, and obviously what that does, the responsibility you have towards that is pretty huge. It's kind of funny, like I was working on another job, and it was kind of like the email that Caleb gets from Nathan, saying he's won the lottery. Except, I mean, it was because I got it from this guy who I really look up to, who I really admire, who I'd worked for before, and I spent some time with, and I just got this email saying, "Domhnall, is this your email?" I wrote back saying, "Yeah, Alex says everything." And said, "I'm going to send you a script." And he sent me this script and said maybe we could talk about it, and I just read it, and it was like, anybody I talked to, I couldn't tell anybody what the script was, because it's like, there's a lot of spoilers, there's a lot of, and also it was a private thing. As soon as I read it, it was just, I finished the whole script in like an hour. I just could not stop. I was like, Alex, I mean, how do I audition for it, And so in a similar way, in the way that Caleb goes to Nathan's house, I went over to London to Alex's house, and he told me that he wanted me to do it, but I was going to have to audition pretty hard because it's a kind of a studio movie and stuff. And he helped me audition. I auditioned with him, And we kind of picked up where we'd left off on the last two movies, except for all of a sudden I was kind of front and center.